recently, as you guys know, the terrorist attack down in Florida occurred, and I want to do a session on that. Both just firstly, my heart and my thoughts and my prayers just go out to the victims of that and the families of the victims. I just want to say anybody who knew somebody or it was related to somebody who was either killed or injured in that, my heart goes out to you guys right now. I can't even imagine what that must be like, watching somebody go through that or going through that yourself. I just can't imagine what that's like, watching watching either a family member in that kind of pain, or being in that kind of pain, being injured like that, or actually losing a family member in that sort of way, or losing a friend in that sort of way even. I just can't even imagine that. So really, just I want to wish everybody a speedy recovery. But yeah, I also want to discuss, firstly, the fact that this still happens in the 21st century in the United States of America. This is the 21st century, people. This should not be happening. 50 people dead, 53 others injured. What? This is the largest shooting in American history. Why have we not done anything about this? Why have we not done anything to prevent this sort of thing? This goes so far beyond policy or just petty partisan politics. This is literally human lives. I think the total of people killed in America by gun violence every year is somewhere around 30,000. 30,000 a year. And nothing has been done about it. This goes beyond partisan politics. This is something that we absolutely need to address. So, just Democrats, Republicans, I don't care what party you're with. I don't care who's bankrolling you. And I know that the vast majority of Republicans are on the NRA's bankroll, but it's time to look beyond that. It's time to look into preventing this sort of thing from happening, because clearly this more guns policy is not working. That's what I have to say on that. I don't want to focus on the politics of this issue, because really this is not the time to discuss that in large part. This is not the time to however, I do want to talk about the effects on a general election matchup. Firstly, who stands to gain most from this attack? Well, obviously Trump. And the thing is, it's pretty simple. A lot of Hillary Clinton supporters will say, oh, well, she stands to gain off of this, because people will be like, oh, well, she wants to get guns off the street, she wants to put on more regulations and such. Well, yeah, this might draw a few people to her. But the thing is, people are far more concerned right now, by and large, about terrorism than they are about gun violence, which is stupid because the two issues are so interconnected, especially in an incident like this. But obviously, you know, brown people are involved, so obviously America's focus goes to the terrorism bit, and that is just the ugly truth of America right now, and really the ugly truth about a lot of Western nations. Right now we have a serious problem with racism against people of really just Middle Eastern descent. So any issue associated with terrorism, especially by Muslims, that's going to attract the full attention, even if there are other issues involved in it. It's just going to go straight to the terrorism. And Donald Trump, he thrives off of being like the authoritarian strongman, and his entire thing is like, hey, you know what, all these guys, they want to kill you, I want to protect you from that. I am here to protect you from that, and I can protect you from that. Now, obviously, that's crap. He's totally posing. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of people want to buy into it, and that'll mean that they're more and more likely to buy into it. And this really scares me, because if Hillary Clinton does end up the nominee, which is not a certainty, I'll discuss that later, but I think this attack alone will make it a lot harder for her, because this just adds even more fuel to the fire for Trump. He stands to gain a lot from this, and that just really scares me. But yeah, this election could be really difficult for Hillary just because of this. And I mean, obviously she has a ton of other issues. People know that she is, or the vast majority of people realize that she is about one of the flip-floppiest politicians we've had in American history. Certainly the only one that I can remember like her is Mitt Romney. And so people already don't trust her. And then there's going to be all the stuff about her, about the Clinton Foundation that's come out recently. One of its top donors, obviously, getting this really just position that he was not equipped for. And then this happens, which gives Trump more ammunition. This is not good. This is really not good, and I think that if it comes down to Hillary versus Trump, the popular vote might go to Trump. I honestly hate to say it, but I think that, sorry, lips are super dry, but I think that the popular vote is very likely to go to Trump, especially if another incident like this does happen. And I know that's not, Trump presidency is not something I want to consider. And I mean, preferably, I don't want Hillary in the White House either, because she scares me almost as much as Trump does. But this could spell really bad news. This could spell really bad news. So I just hope that Trump either bungles this, or Hillary is somehow not the nominee, because I don't. This would be a very difficult battle for her to win in the general. It would come down to the Electoral College and whether or not I don't want to say, it would definitely come down to the Electoral College and whether or not they were willing to subvert the popular vote, because I don't want to write off the American people as being just stupid enough to support Trump. But I hate to say it, but in the wake of an attack like this, they very well might. So yeah, that's that. Also, it just came up on my phone a few minutes ago that RT, the outlet Russia Today, I have pretty much every news outlet on my phone, even RT. They reported that ISIL has taken credit for the attack, and that is concerning. That's definitely going to scare the crap out of people. So that's going to give Trump even more ammunition. So that's that. Again, I can't even imagine what it must be like even watching that happen, let alone being injured, or watching or having one of your friends or family members injured in that, let alone actually losing somebody in that sort of way. Just my thoughts and prayers go out to the people affected, and you politicians, you congressmen, yeah, give your thoughts and prayers, but also get some legislation passed. Because you know what, in the wake of San Bernardino, a couple of senators proposed a bipartisan bill to prevent this sort of thing from happening again, to prevent the sort of thing that happened at San Bernardino from happening again. And you know what? About 90% of the American people agree with it, including 87% of Republicans. So it's time to start representing your constituents and get bills past. This has gone beyond politics. This has gone beyond all of that. It's time that you start saving human lives. And if 10% of the population has a problem with that, well, you know what? We live in a democracy. The 90% overrules.